Hey there, my Battlefield friends and fans. In this video we are reviewing the map Diversion of the Getaway DLC, which came out yesterday for Battlefield Hardline. This map is the only one of the new maps that is indoors, but it strongly reminds me of the Battlefield 4 map Operation Locker. Not only because it's kind of gloomy and dark and there's a lot of concrete and a lot of alleyways and stuff like that, but also because it can become a real clusterfuck. This is actually my least favorite map, and not because the map is actually bad or anything. It's actually well designed and you can have a lot of fun in this map, but it's because I have partially night blindness, which makes it really hard for me to see a lot in dark situations where other people have no problem seeing it. And while I had my setting already turned up to the highest brightness in this game to see in those dark maps, it's still not bright enough, or it's probably still brighter for people who don't have this condition to actually see in this map. For me, it's a lot of times so that I don't see the enemy until they're like right in front of me in those kind of dark maps. But that doesn't keep me from playing this map, especially not now that it's still very new and I really want to get to know it, because this is one of those maps where it's very, very crucial that you really know it well. Kind of like the museum map, because there are so many alleyways and ladders and tunnels, and every time I play this I find a new way, a new ladder, a new way to flank. And so it's definitely gonna help you a lot if you know this map in and out to actually dominate the enemy. And I think if you know a map really well, you're not so dependent on your vision anymore. You just know where they're coming from and you can just be ready for them to come through a door or something and take them all down. As you can see here, I'm playing with the FMG9 because that was the weapon I last used when I stopped playing Battlefield Hardline for a little while, and I really liked this weapon. But then I decided to actually try one of the new ones, and I decided to go with the M125. I have no clue what it is, how it does. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anyone using it in videos or anything, because this is still all very new. But it's fun to try new ones. As you can see, there's also the OMP9 and the MS Navy. They're all new guns, and so I think I'm gonna give this M125 a try and see how it does. So what can go wrong? What can go wrong? Oh, well, it actually feels really good. It's really stable and it's really smooth, and I cannot imagine how this gun actually is gonna do once it has attachments on it. This is another one of those guns that feels it's already actually good without attachments. I wouldn't even need it. Maybe just a sight, but other than that, I'm pretty satisfied. And the door is opening. Like I said before, there are so many doors and there are even gates. I don't even know exactly where they open and what they expose. There are so much stuff going on in this map, and it is really a clusterfuck. One of the problems with maps like this is, and I experienced that several times yesterday, is that you can get spawn trapped very easily if you don't watch out. Even though the developers made sure that there are always, two ways to get to, at least two ways to get to a point, is if the enemy is really good and they clog up both ways, you just can't get out. And again, like I said, and when I was walking through the first map, if you've seen that video, and we played with a really good team, which I think they were partially clan or all of them clan. I don't even know exactly, but I'm sure at least somewhere. And they gave us a really hard time, and our team just was kind of average, so we were all kind of average. None of us was like extremely good, and so we really had a hard time dominating them. They were just basically dominating us, and maybe they just also played the map much longer. I mean, I don't usually can play games until it's like dark. So, I have to usually wait until the evening until I can actually play games. I downloaded this like in the evening and then started playing, I think, at 8 o'clock. And some people may have already played it by then for like hours and knew how to flank us. And it was just kind of, a lot of times came to us as a surprise. But after a while I kind of started to learn new ways and how to avoid some of the flanking of the enemies, like right here. And oh, I don't know why I shot my own guy. You know, sometimes it's better to shoot than doubt, because a lot of times when you think it may be one of your guys and you don't shoot, you get shot, and then you realize later it's one of your guys. That's one thing I had to learn the hard way. But anyway, yeah, this gun, I really like this gun. It's a lot of fun to use. Definitely highly recommended for maps like this, of course, but I also kind of did some tests where I actually was able to take out people from a pretty far range, to my surprise, actually. So I may actually even try it out on bigger maps and see how it does. But I tried to see if this gun really exists in reality, and I don't think it actually does. That may be like some kind of fantasy gun, but who cares really? Because real guns are really bad anyway. Nobody should use them, or at least civilians shouldn't use them. We shouldn't even know about weapons. So in games, it's fun to use them and pretend to be a cop or a criminal, but who cares if the weapons are real or not? It really doesn't matter, does it? But maybe you disagree with me on that. But as you can see, this is a water treatment plant, I believe. Or actually, maybe not a water treatment plant. Maybe it's actually even where they create electricity. Maybe it's like a power station, because a lot of times they use water there too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure. But as you can see, this roundabout here, this is a lot like Operation Locker, and you get the same kind of craziness here like in Operation Locker. And again, to all you haters, if anyone even actually watches this, which I doubt, because they are so butthurt, as some people call it. If any one of you guys watches it, this is actually just like Operation Locker, because in Operation Locker you don't have any tanks, you don't have any choppers, you just have you and the gun and the enemy in front of you. And so tell me what's different here, really. You know, because the gameplay and everything is exactly the same. And this is Conquest, which is what we play in Battlefield 4. So again, tell me, why can't I get a kill? This gun usually rocks, but for some reason, and of course this guy has to come right when I'm reloading. And I get revived. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I hope you liked this walkthrough of the Diversion map of the new Gateway DLC, and I hope to see you in the next map. Take care. Bye-bye.